the Student Nurses Association to the podium to address the seniors.
Good afternoon, family, friends, and the graduating nursing class of 2019. We made it. I cried like 3 times before coming out of here. And I stayed up till like 4 in the morning last night trying to write this speech, and it's not everything that I wanted it to be, but there's not enough that I can say to describe what we went through and all of our experiences together, so this is what I came up with. To say that it took blood, sweat, and tears to make it here today is truly an understatement. It really took an enema, an NG tube, an endotracheal insertion, 2 vaginal births, respiratory distress, Esther fainted a couple times, and a few arrhythmias to get here.
A few arrhythmias?
So if we can just have one more round of applause for everyone else. 4 years ago, we embarked on a journey that none of us expected to take its course. And none of our families, friends, significant others would expect either. We would come home crying, come home laughing, sometimes laughing and crying at the same time, or maybe not even come home at all. We put off special events, birthdays, weddings, our lives to prepare to be a part of this professional practice, to own nursing as a craft, and to provide love and care for others. Being that we have 8 semesters here, I have a lot to say, but I don't want to give the faculty any angina, so bear with me as I try to quickly go through everything. Let's reminisce from the beginning. For the first 2 years of this program, we took prereqs before entering the juicy parts of nursing. Freshman year, we took Anatomy 1 and 2. Anatomy 2, my class, there's 2 classes. There were 74 students, and with this professor that I'm not going to name, we ended the class with 24 students, and only 12 students joining me today on the stage.
Wow.
This professor gave us a test on our first day of class. We had 5-minute open-ended quizzes where you could only write the answer in 3 lines. If you went over 3 lines, it was wrong. And if you gave the wrong answer, then you would get negative points. If you went to his office hours, he sometimes would tutor us the wrong things to see that if we were actually studying. This professor also made us draw the brachial plexus. And I know that there's nurses in this crowd that don't even know what a brachial plexus is. And it was probably one of the most difficult classes that I had to take in this program. In UDC 1, which stands for Upper Division Curriculum, we began the nursing. We learned the fundamentals of nursing and the first footsteps of starting our careers, and were introduced to HESI. HESI is a standardized test that many of you probably heard of when we came home crying. It's an NCLEX predictor that will essentially get us all to that 100 passing NCLEX passing rate, and each semester we took HESI exams pertaining to the specialty we were in. So we powered through to UDC 2, our second nursing semester, where we learned the beauty of childbirth and maternity, improved our therapeutic communication skills and mental health, and refined our medical surgical knowledge. In UDC 3, our 3rd semester of nursing, we went into communities to implement our nursing knowledge, and some of us challenging ourselves to take the critical care course elective. Lastly, we hit the longest, hardest stretch of this most recent final semester, UDC 4, where we learned to care for the little, cute, tiny pediatric patients, challenged ourselves to assume leadership in the professional role, and passed one of the hardest exams to obtain a seat on this very stage today. This exam was the Exit HESI, a 160-question exam containing content from each semester previously mentioned. Nonetheless, we came, we saw, and we conquered. Now this speech is about failure, my failures, and what failure has taught me. I'm the type of person that chases after stress, and that comes from wanting to learn everything I can with what life has to offer and observe more and more each day. Making connections with people, learning more about them, learning more about myself, learning more about the world, which has led to my many successes, but also many times where I fell and I failed. My freshman year during Anatomy 2, I was so ready to give up. Whew. My friends and I spent 20 hours a day studying and sleeping for 3 to 4 hours a night. I came home crying and crying and crying, telling my mom, no, this is not right, this is not for me, nursing is not for me, college isn't for me. I thought, how could I possibly take care of someone if I couldn't even take care of myself? And so my mom, being the supportive mom she is, she said, it's fine, you can be anything you want to be, and I'll support you. So I applied to public health at Bergen Community College and prepared to transfer mid-semester. I had fallen into a deep depression, and I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, and I had a lot of self-hate. I wanted to end my life, and I couldn't understand why. And this was something I never shared with my classmates. I still continued to attend class and study because something in me wasn't giving up. I finally gained the courage to openly speak about my feelings with others. I had emailed my Anatomy 1 professor, Professor Liberty, that I was quitting the program and wanted to thank her for everything she's done for me as an educator. She emailed me back saying to hold on and to come to class first. And she sat with me at that next lecture, and she supported me and said, you're gonna be an amazing nurse. You are loving, you are caring, and you are more than capable of being an amazing nurse, which gave me the strength to work out of that mindset that I was in. Her words stuck with me throughout nursing school, leading me all the way to here. Thank you, Professor Liberty, for being more than just an educator. I hope I made you proud. We didn't plan that, I didn't know she was coming down. So, all the staff are going like this. Evidence-based practice shows 1 in 4 young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 have a diagnosable mental illness. Suicide is currently the second leading cause of death on college campuses after motor vehicle accidents. And suicide attempts have doubled from 2007 to 2015. It's something we don't like to talk about, but it exists. And it's increasing, and it's a serious problem. We need to learn more about what's causing this to happen and how we can prevent it and how we can change it. Now today I was scared to mention that I was depressed freshman year, because when you speak into something into existence, people will look at you differently. All the stigma surrounding depression and anxiety. But personally, I've always looked up to the underdog. I admired the person that worked through the most to achieve the most. So I hope this speech might resonate into anyone who hears it. You are lovable, you are capable. There is no timeline for your success. There is no deadline for your happiness. And I hope and I know that there are many future mental health nurses here on the stage. Please continue on as advocates for your families, for your patients, so we can provide this change in society. So, I grew up without a father. I looked to others to teach me the things that I thought a father should teach his son. I met my big, which is a mentor, from my Filipino club, and his name's Neil, and his big named Dan. They taught me how to work out at the gym, gave me haircuts on the weekends, came to all my ceremony and graduations with my mom, and called me whenever I drove home to make sure I got home safe. And my little Alice just taught me how to throw my first football just last year. I learned how to shave on my own, tie this tie on my own, all things empowering myself, which is the reason why I find family in others. These presidential terms were not to be power hungry, but were opportunities for me to give back to the people that might have gone through something like me. Through the love and support of the many people I met in and out of this college, I no longer had depression by my sophomore year. That's why I continued with nursing. That's why I continued on being on executive boards. I knew if I could get myself out of this deep feeling, I need to be that change for myself. I need to be that person for others. That negative experience did not define me, but how I rose from it defines me. And if anything, the experience was a blessing. I can now see a vulnerable side of nursing that I couldn't before. I can genuinely feel what the patient feels and the family feels. I can share empathy and provide emotional comfort on a profound level because of this experience. And I believe these experiences happened to make me a better nurse, a better person. I was not a product of my failures, but I was a product of the things I learned from them, and was defined by the way I challenged myself to grow from it and help others do the same. Now I have the privilege to stand here to you all today, alive, healthy, graduating magna cum laude with an honors research thesis, having been president for 3 campus organizations, raising over $1,000 for 2 nonprofit fundraisers in 2018 and 2019, first runner-up of NYU's Mr. Philippines, all while dancing on a collegiate dance team, competing nationally on the weekends. Graduating as the first nurse on my dad's side, and the second nurse after my mom on her side. I would have never imagined to make it this far, and it's thanks for my many support teams. My mom is here today. Hi, Mom. birthday yesterday, actually. She turned 32 again. My mom's birthday is May 9. Florence Nightingale, the mother of all nursing, her birthday is this Sunday, May 12, which is also Mother's Day. Crazy, right? Nurses Week, Mother's Day, Florence Nightingale's birthday, and Mom, your birthday lies all on the same week. I firmly believe my mom was specially born on this week, a celebration of how amazing you are. My mom is my best friend. A single mom with 2 college students and the only one from her family to come to America to pursue a better life. She used to take me to soup kitchens on Wednesdays and to teach church school to first graders on Sundays. She works 12-hour shifts among 2 jobs, so working about 6 to 7 days a week. And in that time, I see her from 5:15 to 5:30 p.m. if I'm lucky. And our conversations go a little like a handoff report. She'd go, how's school? Good. How's work? Good. And off to work she would go. Things got hard. My mom would offer to call in sick if I felt depressed. She would follow me to my room if she knew something was wrong, and just sit there with me, holding me as I cried, calling my sister to come home, texting my friends to see if I was doing okay. Without invalidating the things I felt, whether she understood or not what I was going through, she was always there. I'm not just alive because of my mother, but I live for my mother. Thank you for everything you are. All of the things I accomplished and continue to want to accomplish for others is solely through your entire support. I hope to be a nurse as amazing as you, and I love you. And sorry, my room's not clean. I honestly don't know where all those water bottles came from, and it won't probably be clean after this either. I just want to thank some of the faculty. Thank you, Dr. Nocella, for taking care of UDC3 and raising the honor students as your babies up until today. You are a fashion icon, and we all love you so much. Thank you, Dr. Domino and Dr. Foley, my 2 moms at clinical, my DEU queens. Thank you for empowering me at my lowest moments and pushing me even higher during my peaks of my education. Reminding me when I said, if I pass HESI, no, when you pass HESI. And borderline making me emotional and so excited to be a nurse every clinical. You are truly amazing human beings, and I aspire to be a nurse like you. Lastly, thank you, Dr. Gerardo. I want to congratulate Dr. Gerardo for being the next chairperson of the nursing program. Thank you for being all of our tito, which means uncle in Filipino. Thank you for being hard on us, making us all hate you, for having the best intentions for us. Thank you for emailing us when we failed to exit HESI, reminding us we were not defined by that one moment. If you ever need me to send out your mail again to the Philippines, I got you. And I look forward to when you accept me as the first BSN to DNP alumni student. In all seriousness, it was truly an honor being your last UDC4 group. We know you will do amazing things for this school, and you know all 44 of us will be watching, continuing to be inspired by all of your success, and hopefully being a quarter of how amazing of a nurse, an educator, and a leader you are. And a big thank you to all of the faculty, staff, especially the staff at Einstein Bagels, and the ones that hid with us in Uni Home, for supporting us in all of our endeavors, preparing us to be superheroes of the healthcare profession. On behalf of my class, we are eternally grateful for you all. I just wanted to give recognition to 2 more people in UDC4. Dalen, if you could just wave to the crowd. Dalen. In UDC2, I was paying for my lunch. I went to scan in my debit card and it got declined. Standing there embarrassed, thinking, how am I gonna walk my food back to the cafeteria because I couldn't afford it? And on top of that, the lady at the register felt the need to say out loud, "Sir, you have negative $6.28 on your account." Luckily, Dalen extended her arm over before I left, with her debit card in hand, and said, "This always happens to me, don't worry, I got it." And saved me from embarrassment from all the residents and nurses standing on the line, which was the first time I met her. Fast forward to UDC4, Dalen had taken exit HESI for the 2nd time and received an 898, not passing by 2 points. I really believe God, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, gave me Dalen and took those 2 points away from you to keep with me. Dalen would text me and call me and ask me if I was okay every night. and would find me during clinical in class and would make sure I was laughing when I was feeling doubtful and push me through all the projects that I started for this semester. So I want to thank you just for being you. You're going to be an amazing nurse. I just have one more shout out. If you can wave Nicole Wagner. Nicole is one of the strongest people I know in UDC4 in all of my life, and I am truly, truly honored to have met you. I had asked Nikki permission to shout her out this afternoon. Nikki's dad passed when she was 7, and her mom battled cancer when she was in high school. Nikki provided care to her mom by changing her colostomy bags during this time, which brought her even closer to her. Unfortunately, she lost her mom at 18 before entering nursing. Nikki was also the mom to a lot of us. Nikki always made sure to comfort me at times of stress and tutored a group of us when we failed HESI the second time to make sure that we would all end up here together. Nikki, you are selfless, you are loving, you are humble, you are the essence of nursing, and I know your mom, Lorraine, is up there watching over you and loving what you have accomplished. And to my class of the wise words of Dr. Gerardo, hello, people, wake up. I've had a privilege of getting to know each and single one of you graduating here today. You've cried with me at my lowest times and laughed with me at my best of times. I built a team of dedicated e-board members and worked so hard to keep us all together at Atlantic City trips so that we can start building this relationship and enjoying the semester together. Even if I failed HESI twice, and I didn't know if I would make it to the pinning today, and I stopped smiling during my lectures and clinicals, you picked me up from this fall, this failure. You continued to love me no matter what, even though I was supposed to be your leader, and I felt that I had failed you. I had failed myself. You all became individual leaders for me. You all continued to text me, buy me coffee, lunch, and even had a group show up at 8 a.m. with Dunkin' Donuts as we took that third HESI. Because of all of you, I found it in myself to push through this last hurdle. And for that, you all deserve A's in Nursing 4250 Leadership Lecture. So Dr. Gerardo, please adjust your grades. In the wise words of Dr. Gerardo again, I guess what I'm trying to say is, this is a unique class. There will never be anyone as smart as Chris Talavera, as late to class and exams as Jose Carrero, as funny as Kyle Serenigan, as sweet as Marky Serafini, and as positive as a cheerleader as Francesco. I didn't expect us all to become such a family, so thank you for everything. I want to stand. So 5 things, if you fell asleep for the past 5 seconds, 5 things I want you to take away from this speech. Number 1, be open. You will meet people that will provide you with positive experiences. You will meet people that will provide you with negative experiences. Nonetheless, you will learn from both experiences to become a better nurse, a better individual. Number 2, be resilient. You will endure the hardest times of your life, the hardest card games of your nursing career. But remember, you have been through worse, and there's nothing you cannot rise above. Number 3, be humorous. Have a sense of humor and you'll be surprised how far it takes you. Number 4, be smart. Fake confidence, not competence. And come back to school and pursue a lifelong learning in this profession, and don't do drugs. Number 5, be loving. You will be nurses, you will be parents, you will be educators, embarking on one of the most trusted professions. Use your hearts. Now, if you watched Parks and Recreation, you'll know where this is from. Teddy Roosevelt once said, "Far and away, the best price that life has to offer is a chance to work hard at work with we're doing." And I would like to add, what makes work worth doing is getting to do it with the people you love. From the bottom of my heart, I love you all. I will always remember you all. You have a family in me and open arms whenever you need it. Congratulations. Now go find your team and get to work.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Gabe, for those beautiful words. Next, I would like to invite to the stage